Alrighty, so it's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So today we are going to talk about tips and tools for maintaining a positive customer relationship post-closing. So I'm going to kind of start off with some suggestions, then we're going to walk through some of the tools, and then we're actually going to jump live into some of those tools so you can kind of see what they look like. Some of them you've probably heard of before, so if you have any questions on them, as always, feel free to unmute yourself or message in the chat if you need anything. But let's go ahead and get started. So tips and tools for maintaining a positive customer relationship post-close. So I always like to start out with a why. What's the point of trying to maintain your relationship with your clients after you've already closed? So obviously, two reasons. They could become repeat customers. So if you helped them list a home, they're obviously going to need to buy a home. If they buy a home, they may outgrow that home or need to move again within a couple years. You just never know. Life is crazy that way. So they could become repeat customers. And then, of course, if you maintain a relationship with them, they are hopefully going to refer you to their friends, their family, and then hopefully bring you more business. So it seems kind of obvious, duh, but I always like to put a why behind your efforts. So I want to start off with some tips. So pretty much right after you close, they sign the paperwork, everything's good. I have 5 things that I want you guys to start doing right then. So the first thing being jumping into your CRM and adding that closing date to your client's account. And so that way you can mark down their anniversary date. So every year from that point forward, you can follow up with them, check in with them. And then of course, just if they do need your help for a second time, then you'll just kind of be on top of it. Second, I want you to go into your CRM and also write down all the details about your client, their home, their preferences, their family, pets, whatever you can think of. That way, when you go back in to pull up that client, if you do end up getting a phone call from them, or if somebody says, oh, so-and-so sent me your information, you can go back and reference who that person is and actually be able to talk to them kind of on a personal basis, because I know you guys meet a lot of people every single day. So just writing down the notes, I think, will help you in the long run. If you haven't already along the process, I want you to make sure that you're adding them to your social sites, or at least inviting them to like your pages. And so that way, some of the tools that we're going to use later, they'll be able to kind of connect with, and then also, of course, everything that you're doing on social, they'll be able to see. So it just kind of helps you stay engaged with them. If you prefer to use your personal page, that is totally fine. So just send them a friend request. Just make sure, of course, as always, you're staying professional and everything on your page. That's a whole other webinar, but invite them to your social pages so that they can kind of follow along with everything that you're doing. And then, of course, I think a lot of people forget to do this just as it's always so crazy, and then you're on to the next client that you need to be helping, but request a review from them. So whether you're sending them a letter and you want them to fill something out, if it's an email review, if it's from Zillow and you're just sending that automated request, just make sure that you get a review from them. And then last but not least, set a reminder to check in 6 months. So a lot can happen, obviously, after they move in. 6 months gives them enough time to get settled, but just set a reminder either in your CRM, in your phone, however you keep track of everything, to follow up with them in 6 months. Cool? Okay. So today what we're going to focus on in terms of kind of tips and tools, we're going to focus on these 4 tips, and then I'm going to show you tools that you can use to kind of maintain these relationships, focusing on these tips. So continue to market to them regularly. So even though you're not actively trying to buy or sell a home with them, I want you to continue to market to them. Maybe not all of the marketing that you're doing, but you want to still be in front of them. You still want to be top of mind for them, again, so that if they are going to need you again, so when they think of, oh, I need some help with real estate, they're going to think of you. Or if they have friends or family that need help, they're obviously going to think of you because you're going to be still marketing them. I want you to get social with them. So again, just add them to your social sites. Make sure that they're following you. They know what's going on. And we'll talk about some tools with that too. And then continue to be the industry expert. So even though, again, you've already helped them purchase a home or sell their home, they still want to rely on you as the industry expert. So I'm going to show you some tools that you can use to do that. And then last but not least is just check in. So any questions so far? I've had a lot of coffee this morning. Okay, so let's talk about tools. So one of the first ones, so focusing on continuing to market to your clients regularly. I'm going to show you 2 options here. I'm focusing on print options. just because it's easy to upload a list, have it all sent out. I'll show you some email marketing tools a little bit later, but for this one, I want you to continue to market to them regularly using print, again, so that it's going, you have their location. You know if they just bought a home or if they're moving to a new home, you have their location. So go ahead and put them in your list. From Your Friends is a great option. It essentially sends your clients every month a coupon of some sort to a local restaurant, a local event. Not that we're having those right now, but if we were, they send you all kind of like local coupons. And so what's nice about this is you can brand it, you can put your little mission statement on the back, all of your contact info, but something like this provides value to your clients, and so they're less likely to throw it away than just a traditional postcard. So that's one option. We do have a relationship with them, so I included the information in this, and I'll share this PowerPoint later as always. But From Your Friends is really easy. There's no contract. You just upload your list. You can pause it for a month or two if you need to as well. So that is one option. And then in Deluxe Marketing, you can also do postcard campaigns. And so it's a monthly postcard campaign. Again, really all you're doing is uploading your list. You can pick the specific topic. So if you wanted to focus on home DIY or community service, safety, I'm going to show you guys in a little bit kind of what all the options are. You'll sign up your clients for a monthly postcard from Deluxe. And again, nothing really for you to do, but you're going to stay top of mind to them even after close if you do something like this. So continuing to market to them regularly. The next tip is going to be to get social. And so right after closing, we want you to ask them for a review. And so you can kind of tag them on social if that's a good way to do it. You can also post kind of like a congratulatory message on social as well and tag your clients, and that will kind of help direct them to your pages. People always like to see pictures of themselves, and so it is exciting for them. So posting a congratulatory message is always a good idea. And here's two tools that you can use to do that. So if you think about it in advance and you're able to take a picture with your clients maybe at closing or in front of their house, maybe the day before when you're doing the walkthrough, something like that, go ahead, take a picture of them like the one on the left. And you can use Photofy to put a cute little template on there, brand it Remax, whatever you need to do. But it makes it really simple. You can take a kind of standard photo here and just kind of spice it up a little bit. And so I've included the link to Photofy if you haven't checked that out yet. It's actually a really awesome tool. And then I've also highlighted Remax Hustle. And so maybe you forgot to take a photo. You can use Remax Hustle and you can customize these doormats to your client's name. And then of course you brand it with yourself and Remax, and then you can post this on your social page as well and then tag them. So again, it's helping kind of bring in your clients, congratulate them, gives them a really positive kind of experience. They like to share this kind of stuff with their friends and their family, which again drives more traffic to your pages. And then once you tag them, you can invite them to like your page, and then they'll see all your content that's flowing through there moving forward. Make sense? Has anyone been using Photofy or Remax Hustle? Yeah, Chris is waving his hand. Awesome. Photofy has a small monthly cost to it. I think it's like $4 a month, but again, I don't believe there's any type of contract or anything with it, and I think you get a free month if they're still doing that to try it out.
There's so many options on there too, with even doing the Zoom backgrounds and things like that.
Oh, that's where you're getting your fancy Zoom backgrounds, is Photofy. Good to know.
Yeah, it's actually really user friendly to put together those memes and photos.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah, so Photofy, it's an app you can download on your phone, really easy to use. Remax Hustle is just going to be on your computer, again, if you don't have a photo or anything that you want to kind of customize. So let's see, a message in the chat. Kathy says yes, and she loves them. So yeah, go ahead, check them out. Remax Hustle is totally free, and we'll kind of jump into both of these a little bit later just so you guys can see them. All right, so let's get social. The next tip is continue to be the industry expert. And so for this one, I wanted to show you 3 different platforms that you can use to send out monthly newsletters and drip campaigns to your clients. And so I always like to show you, obviously, the free options, the easy options, and then the ones that are for the little bit more adventurous, if you want to create your own marketing campaigns and things like that. So first, Remax Design Center. This may be a basic for most of you, but I always like to highlight it in case you didn't know. They actually have e-newsletter templates, newsletter templates if you wanted to print them out, video email templates, and then also drip campaign templates. So they make it really simple for you to use, and I'll walk you through that whole process on how to get those set up. But this is a great alternative until Booj is kind of up and running. And hopefully you've already organized your contact list, so then you can just upload that in here and start sending out your campaigns. But they've done a really nice job in terms of setting up the campaigns. They're very user-friendly, and they actually are very good looking too. So they're not kind of, I know some of the older campaigns, for those of you that have been with us for a while on Lead Street, were a little dated looking. So these actually look really nice, and we'll jump into those. So again, Remax Design Center, awesome option, totally free, templated, really easy to use. So that is one. And we're going to jump into also BombBomb. So BombBomb obviously has a cost to it, but this is a good in-between where if you like the templated stuff, if you want to do video, this is a great option. You can do custom videos in here and you can send them out through the emails. And they even provide scripts and things for you. So they still are creating this whole email template for you. They're providing you the scripts. You just have to record yourself on video if you want to. You don't have to, and you can still use the system, and it's very user-friendly. So we'll jump into that so you guys can see it for those of you that have been thinking about BombBomb. And then last but not least, I'm also going to highlight MailChimp. And so some of you may already be using this. We actually use this in-house for our monthly newsletter and our weekly newsletter, if you guys are getting that. And so MailChimp really is kind of a totally custom email campaign. And so you're going to go in here. They have templates that you can use, but this is really going to be more for somebody that wants to customize their newsletter. They want to include all their own information and branding and content. And it's still really easy to use. It's just, again, I think kind of on the third tier in terms of what it's going to take from you to get this out. But I think it's really important if you spend time to do a monthly newsletter, you could create one that actually people want to read and they look forward to getting, which I think when we're focusing on trying to continue to be the industry expert is really important. So I think whatever you're going to put into it, you will get out of it. And I did include some monthly newsletter and drip campaign tips in here as well. Really just if you're needing content or you're needing ideas, I wanted to include that for you. Really just if you're going to totally customize it, you want to include information that people are interested in and they want to read. So maybe information about the market, mortgage rates, refinancing, I mean, anything like that. Obviously, this is a real estate newsletter, so you have to have some of that in there. I think information about any upcoming local events, city developments, local news, obviously keep it kind of on a equal playing field so you're not getting political in any way, but if you have any information on anything new that's happening in your town or your city, I think that's really good information to include in there. Obviously, shout outs to home buyers or sellers that close that month is always a good idea. And so just make sure that you add them into the newsletter so they can actually see that you're giving them a shout out. Video. So you can be your video. It could be a video that you're sharing that you found on YouTube or a local kind of news website, anything like that. Video is always good. It helps increase the click-through rate on your newsletters. And then, of course, just a few reminders to always include a call to action, link to your social sites and websites. And then if you wanted to highlight any active listings or highlight a specific community in your area. So an idea would be to do like a neighborhood of the month. So in Charlotte, if you wanted to focus on NODA 1 month, for example, you could focus on NODA, what's new to NODA, restaurants, shops, any of that good stuff. Livability, walkability, anything that's a perk for that specific area. Cool? Okay, questions? No, okay. So last but not least, the fourth tip was check in. So I don't have a tool for this. It's really just you calling your people and checking in with them. So grabbing coffee, hosting a client event, maybe post-pandemic, send them a card, a handwritten card, and follow up with them. Just give them a call and check in and see if they need anything. I mean, it only could be a 2-minute phone call conversation. You could even script it. Even leaving a voicemail is sometimes good enough for people to know that you care. So that is my fourth tip. My last reminder, And then I'm going to pause and see if there's any questions before we jump into some of these platforms. Good. Okay. If I can figure out how to get out of my PowerPoint. There we go. All right, so jumping over, everyone can see my screen? It's showing Deluxe right now. Good. Okay, I'm gonna just take that silence as a yes. No, we have a chat. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Kathy. All right, so in Deluxe, just to kind of walk through, and again, I'll share this PowerPoint and it has links embedded into it, but I kind of just wanted to walk through some of these different platforms and show you exactly where you can find these different tools. So in Deluxe is where we're focusing on the print marketing, the monthly postcard campaigns. And so it's really simple. You can come into Deluxe, and if anyone needs me to send them their login information, as always, do not hesitate to reach out. And I'm going to put the link for Deluxe in the chat. So Deluxe Marketing, it's a program for those of you that are new to it that RE/MAX Executive has actually partnered with. And so it's totally free to you to access it. Obviously, if you're printing things or things like that, there are costs involved, but they are very reasonably priced costs, and the print quality is really, really nice. So jumping into it, I'm just going to go under the print tab here. And then obviously they have all these options, but we're going to go over to drip campaigns. And then this is where you can come in to find. Let's try this one more time. Okay, here we go. You're going to come over here and you're going to be able to find all of the different options for monthly postcard mailers. And so just like all these systems, you're really just going to come in here, select the one that you want, and you're going to upload your list, your contact list of who you want to send this to. I think it would behoove you to maybe go through your contacts, and if there's certain topics that would fit better with certain clients, maybe you take a moment and you kind of divide your contact list so that people are getting postcards again that they're actually going to pause for a second, look at, see it's you, read the information, and then they'll probably still throw it in the trash. But it is still a really good method. Postcard campaigns, print campaigns just in general are one of the more preferred marketing methods for consumers. So it's worth it. But they have a whole bunch of options here. So like home, DIY, custom or community service, safety, marketing tips, recipes, seasonal, whole bunch of stuff, but they have a whole year lined up for you. And so again, you're just going to select, some of them are even longer than a year. You're just going to select the campaign that you want, upload your list, and then they'll send it automatically for you every month. Really simple. You can change out the list every month if you need to. Let's see if we can jump into one of these. Perfect. So yeah, and you can even see the postcard campaigns for the whole year-long campaign as well. Any questions on Deluxe? Did you guys know that Deluxe had monthly postcard campaigns? To be honest, I didn't until a few months ago when I was meeting with our rep with Deluxe, and then she was like, oh yeah, how do your agents like the postcard campaigns? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So they are in here. They're really nice if you need them. Cool. All right, so jumping to the next tool. So I'm not going to jump into Photofy exactly, but for those of you that are new to it, Photofy is essentially an app you can download on your phone. It's branded to RE/MAX, and they give you all of these templates that you can use to post content onto your social media. And so if you have like a photo of a house or a photo of your clients, for example, you can apply one of these templates, or you can apply the little RE/MAX stickers, which if you guys, let's see, can see on here, the little RE/MAX sticker that's here at the bottom of his picture. You can put those on all of your photos. And then again, it just makes it really easy for you to kind of push that content to your social media sites. There is a bit of a process to get Photofy downloaded. So in the PowerPoint, I've included a link to this, and it pretty much just walks you through the whole setup process. You do have to use your RE/MAX ID, which is like that really long 9-digit number that you've probably never looked at before. but it's in your Remax account. If you have any issues, as always, call me and I can help you with it. But Photify is a great, super easy to use option for you to get some branded content onto your social pages. All right, I'm going to jump to the next one. If you guys have questions, just let me know. All right, Remax Hustle. Again, if you guys have used this before, awesome. There's a whole bunch of features in here, like the custom videos and things like that. For this topic specifically, I am highlighting the welcome mats. And so if we jump into the welcome mats here, and I'll put the link for Remax Hustle in there. You can come in here and you can select one of these mats, maybe not the one covered in snow since it's summertime, but if you liked this one, you can come in here and you can actually customize it with the family name or the client's name. You put your information in here and then it gives you an option to share this directly to your social site. So again, 2 seconds, but what's most important, even if you're doing this, awesome, but if no one sees it, then there's no point to it. So make sure that you're tagging your clients when you're sharing this onto your page. So just keep that in mind. Because then, of course, they're going to share that or comment or like it, hopefully engage in some way when you tag them. Cool. Remax Hustle, we're good? All right. And then jumping into Max Center, I'm going to just jump into Design Center really quick. And so let me drag this over here. Design Center has a few options for you. Before you do anything, as always, just come up to the very top and make sure that your profile and everything is up to date. That way you don't have to come back in and adjust it later. You can go ahead, upload your photo, make sure your name is spelled correctly, include links to your social sites or your website, all that good stuff under your profile in the top right. Once you do that, you have your e-newsletter options here. You also have video email options if you wanted to do a print newsletter. I'm going to jump into e-newsletter just so you can see it. But again, really simple. It's all templated for you, so you can just come in here and select one of these designs. And of course, you can view it in advance. So I'm going to click on this one because that looks delicious. But to view the sample, just click on View Sample. And then, of course, when you go to customize this, this is going to be your picture, your information, your links to social, obviously Remax Executive. But they have most of this done for you. So it's really, really simple for you to go in here. You can read through it. Of course, you can edit anything if you want to. They have different apps for you to use. I mean, each newsletter is a little bit different. You can highlight one of your listings if you have one, or one of the firm's listings to get some traction. It has a little bit of a blog article in here. Again, and all you're doing is selecting this design, and then you're going to come in and customize it. So really simple. There's a ton of options in here. Oh, cool. So Chris said in the chat, when you're using Photify, you can use templates from Remax, ABR, RRC, and NAR, and other designations, and it's easy to switch from one platform to the next. So if you're looking to brand one specific way, make it really easy, all within Photify. Thanks, Chris. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, so you pretty much are just going to come in here, select your newsletter, make any customizations that you want. Would it be helpful for me to kind of walk through this process so you guys can see how you kind of customize it? Or do you guys feel comfortable with everything? I'm going to walk through it. If anyone has a strong objection, I'm sorry. All right, so once you find the one you want to use, okay, we'll select the design. You can name the project, so we'll just say test. You can save it to a project folder if you want to. Maybe I'll do a testing folder. I don't know what any of these folders are, let's be honest. Okay, and then we can continue. And pretty much it's just going to walk you through. If you want to change out any of these photos, you can. So if you need to delete that photo, you can delete it, and then it will look like this with the plus sign, and you can pull that from your desktop or wherever you want to upload a photo from. If everything looks good, we'll just hit save. And then this is where you can come in and kind of customize the layout. So if you wanted to change the headline for the barbecue section, you could do that. You can come in here and change any of this text, any of these different articles. Maybe you're not into apps for your home search. You just delete that completely. You can add additional information for your home on the market. Add in your description. And then, of course, if you wanted to change this last article, same concept. You would just come in here and edit the headline or any of the text. And Deb asked, can you walk through how to send it to your contacts? Sure. All right, so we're going to hit save and continue. Last thing it's going to verify is your contact information, your photo. Obviously, mine is not of high resolution, so that's why it's important to go ahead and check this stuff in the beginning. And you can add in any of your social links. Again, this is an e-newsletter, so I think it would be worth it to go ahead and put in your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever you're using, your website, so they can link directly from that newsletter to your social sites. Once you're done, save and continue. And then it's going to give you an option to email to your contacts, publish to the web if you want to, but email to your contacts is where you're going to go to send it out directly to your people. So I'm going to click on this. It may give me a little bit of an issue. Normally, I recommend going into your contact section, which we can jump into in a second, and just uploading your contacts first into different groups, and then walking through the newsletter. But we'll jump into this just to see what it looks like. Perfect. So if you want to email it directly from like your personal email account, you can do that. Essentially, it'll just send this to you, and then you can forward it out to your list of contacts. You can also go through Design Center and send it directly to some of your people. So if you have your contacts already in here, cool, then this is where it will go through, and you would be able to pull your contacts that are already in your database, and then pretty much hit next and send. So if you do not have contacts in your database, good question, Deb, you can jump up to this contact section. You can manage contacts that are already in here. You can add new contacts, or you can import a large list of contacts, which for most of you, if you're new to using Design Center to email blast, I would just go ahead and go to import contacts. You can name the group itself. You'll upload it, and then you'll just map out the field. So you'll say this is first name, last name, email address, if you want to tag them, something like that, and then you upload it. I don't have a sample list right now, so if anyone has questions on that or needs help with it, just contact me and we can walk through it. But it would be very similar to just uploading a list to your Boosh account or to anything else. You just upload it. This one's a little bit nicer because you can line up the fields how you want. So when you go to import it, you can designate this is first name, last name, email, all that good stuff. And then of course, if you just have an individual, you can hit create new contact and add them in here one by one. Cool. Deb, does that kind of answer your question?
Yep, it sure does.
Awesome. You also have the campaign section in here. So once you do have your contacts uploaded, they do have a few campaigns if you wanted to do kind of like a regular occurring campaign versus the ones that I just showed you, the newsletter, you would have to come in here every month, customize, and then send. So these ones under campaigns would be automatic sends. But same process, you're just going to come in here, figure out your campaign, assign it to certain contacts, and then let it run. Any other questions on Design Center while I'm still in here?
Well, I have a question. I don't know, it's on Design Center. This is Martin Burson. The newsletters that you guys send out, sometimes I might want to share that information with my clients, or there's some valuable information that I think that they might like. Is there a way to do that, or is that proprietary information, or what?
So for some of it, like if it's a video that we're okay with you sharing, I'll show you when we jump into MailChimp. You're able to set it up so it has a social share option. So like if it was a video I don't know, if Hadi like announcing something exciting, you wanted to share it to your Facebook page, there is a way where you can set up a social share and then push it outwards. If you wanted to just share the whole newsletter with someone, you can just take that link. It is a web link, and then just copy and paste that out as well. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Yeah, no problem. And I'll show you in BombBomb too. They have a little bit more functionality in terms of kind of sharing and forwarding the email blasts as well. Any other questions on Design Center while we're in here? Okay. All right, so jumping into, oh, that's our sample. BombBomb, just really briefly, I'm not going to train to this, but I know some people, Remax pushes BombBomb a lot. It's a really great platform. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys an inside look of kind of what it looks like. So this is our account that we use in-house. It's really easy to use, and so they create a lot of content for us. They also give you scripts, like I mentioned before. They give you scripts for videos. So if you're using this to kind of connect with your clients, they'll give you a script that you can literally just read off of and record yourself, and then they'll template the rest of the email for you. So you really don't have to do anything if you don't want to. You also don't have to record video if you don't want to, but I think that's one of the strengths of BombBomb is the video aspect of it. So really just so you can see kind of the functionality of it, I'm going to jump into one of the emails. And again, most of these are templated, but of course you can come in and create your own as well. And so let's see if it will let us. These have all sent. Let me pull up one that we have done. Okay, so I'll look at the one that's the summit recap. So if I click edit on here, you can name it, title it, you can change the sender. So if you and your team member are sharing an account, you can change who it's actually coming from and their reply to email. But really all of these little sections are all just different content blocks. So those of you that have paid attention to all of our Boosh training, it's just content blocks. And so you're coming in here and you're selecting text or media, social links, a button, which is like what this is, where it links to like a video or a file. And you're pretty much just building out your newsletter like this. So you can customize it completely. You can upload your own photos. They just kind of give you the basics in terms of your options to include of what type of content you can include in your newsletter. But they keep it really simple for you. And they even provide videos for you as well. So again, if you're not super comfortable with video, they will upload their own videos, and then you can just use them and maybe customize the content a little bit more so it sounds like you. They'll do like the market update videos if you guys have seen those. These are all Hadi's videos, but they have like the housing report videos that you can put in here. We uploaded the agent profile video. If you are using YouTube to kind of host videos right now, there's a ton of stuff in here. Kitchen updates that pop, Remax commercials, all that good stuff. So again, video is really big. It helps kind of bring engagement to your newsletters. But if you're not comfortable with video yourself, there are other options. Questions on BombBomb? Okay, and then last but not least, MailChimp is really, again, for people that want to do like a totally custom newsletter. It is free to use, which is really nice. I think up to like 2,000 contacts. You can use MailChimp for free. You can, again, jump in here, and I'm just going to show you kind of what it looks like on the back end of our newsletter so you guys can see it. And I guess I should mention with all of these, of course, you can do tracking. You can see who's opening them, who's clicking on the videos, all that good stuff. MailChimp, I think, is probably the most advanced with that kind of information, if you're interested. But again, same concept. You're just going to upload your content blocks and pretty much stack them up to create your newsletter. And so again, you can essentially create one template. That's what we do for our newsletter every month, is we created one template, I don't know how many years ago, and we just replicate it and then update it with relevant information for that month. So again, it keeps it really easy for you guys to come in here and customize this, connect with your clients, and send out information so that, again, you're considered the expert for your industry, even after your closing. There's your social follow buttons, and then for Martin, your social share buttons as well. Good. All right, well, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Again, I'll share the PowerPoint. It has links to all of these different platforms in them as well. If you have questions, if you're interested in kind of creating your own monthly newsletter and you want to know which direction you should go, I'm more than happy to jump on a call with you. But most of these platforms are free for the most part, so you shouldn't have any excuses to not follow up with your clients and maintain those relationships. Any questions?